Oh, what a dangerous man, he got his mind right. Okay with being famous, but he can't stand the limelight. Knows enough language to reach the heinous and tainted mind, but when he open wide, they like God, who he sound like.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Roaches to Ranches YouTube channel. I'm Stacks, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button if you like these videos, and follow me on Instagram at Stacks612. Right now, I'm gonna tell y'all a story that still boils my piss to this day. Every time I think about it, I'm about to tell y'all what happened when a customer doesn't want to pay. This is how life is when you're a mobile mechanic. I got a call for a job, maybe 45 or so minutes away from where I live. It's supposed to be a simple front brake pad job. That's how my war stories always begin. There's supposed to be a simple brake pad job, and it morphs into something crazy. You know, it was on this guy's piece of shit 1996 Dodge Dakota, rusty as hell. Everything was broke. This guy's talking to me about how he bought the truck for $700. I start doing the job. One side goes easy, but the other side, I take it off. I got my big old C-clamp and I'm trying to compress the brake piston. The brake piston wouldn't go anywhere. The thing was seized. This is a pretty common issue. It happens. It just takes a bit more time, and I gotta charge a bit more. Now I let this fella know that the truck needs a new brake caliper on the passenger side. He says all right. He goes off to the auto parts store. He's gone for about an hour. I'm waiting this whole time. He finally comes back eventually. I finally put the caliper on. I tell him, yo, it needs a new brake rotor. Okay, the brake rotor was rounded down. It was like a piece of paper. The brake rotor was thin like a piece of paper, okay? I mean, it was that thin. I'm like, yo, you need a new brake rotor, man. He's like, oh, just put it together, man. Just run it. I'm like, all right, it's your car, not mine. This guy was a cheap F, okay? I put the caliper on, bleed the brakes. Everything's all together. So at the end of it all, I tell him, okay, $80, that's what you owe. Time to pay what you owe. This guy pulls out $60. He's like, here. I'm like, where's the rest? He's like, oh, man. Come on, man. You know, I'm like, yo, I am providing a service here. I'm charging like $80. If this guy had that same work done at a shop, he'd be paying north of $300 at least. And this guy doesn't want to pay $80. What am I supposed to do? I got fucked. It happens, man. Back to what I was saying. I am providing a service to the community here. Okay? I'm not ripping anybody off. My prices are super low. They're way too low. That's how it is when you're a mobile mechanic. People want to take advantage of you. They want to screw you. Like, I cannot believe you're going to screw somebody over $20, man. And this guy, I think he was a drug dealer too, because he was talking about how he was selling weed and stuff like that. He was rolling up weed. Whatever, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? Beat his ass? We're pretty much going back and forth. I'm like, I'm a working man here. You can't just screw somebody like that. If you have a problem with the price, you bring that shit up before I even do anything, okay? And mind you, this was early on in my mobile mechanic career. Ever since that moment, if something goes wrong and someone's car needs more work done, I make sure to let them know that the price is gonna go up with that. Honestly, man, as I was saying before, that situation still boils my piss when I think about it to this day. Now, since that story seemed a little bit short, I'm gonna put another story in here. I'm also gonna talk about what happens when a customer needs more work done and the price skyrockets. This story sucks, not just for me, but really for the poor woman. Not really the poor woman. I mean, she had a piece of shit car, and to be honest, like her car was a piece of shit, so, you know, that was her problem. This woman had this junk car. It was a 2008 Audi A6. It sounds like a nice car, but trust me, that car was not a nice car. Everything on that car was broken. Lights on the dash, body damage, everything. Mind you, I'm a mobile mechanic, so it's not like I don't have access to a lift right there where I can go put the car up on a lift, do this whole inspection, walking under it with the flashlight, take all the wheels off and look at it, inspect everything. I can't do that. Okay, all I got is a floor jack. This woman tells me she just needs new brake pads. I jack up one side, take off the wheel, brake rotor's all ground up. I try to compress the brake piston. It's seized. So I go in, tell the woman, hey, well, here's the deal. Your brake piston seized up. You need new brake rotors, caliper, and you have the brake pads, obviously. She also had a bad wheel bearing on that side. So when I'm talking about a bad wheel bearing, I'm not talking about just the bearing. I'm talking the bearing ground up and it was gone. So the actual spindle was ground up as well. So the whole spindle needed to be replaced at this point. Usually people are not up for that. So I usually just do what they pay me to do and I get out of there. And of course, meanwhile doing all this, I let her know that the price is going up. So I'm giving updates on the price on what she's gonna owe me when this is all over. Next side comes around. I take the wheel off. Same exact thing. Wheel bearing, spindles out, brake calipers seized, rotors ground up. I go in, tell her the same thing was going on with the other side. To be honest, this car was complete junk. Again, it was a 2008 Audi A6. That's supposed to be a nice fucking car, okay? But the car's fucked because you don't take care of it. At this point, this woman, she's a single mother, 2 kids. She's like, I don't have any fucking money. Like, I'm out of fucking money. There's no way I can afford this shit. So she ended up just paying me what she owed and I got out of there. So that's what happens, guys. That's what happens when you don't take care of your car. I don't discourage people from buying a brand new car. I say, if you have mechanical abilities, buy a used car with some problems, get it fixed, and then you have a good car. But if you're gonna buy a brand new car, you have to take care of your car, you guys. You can drive that brand new car straight into the ground. At that point, I told her this car needs thousands of dollars of work to get it working. Not even just perfectly good, but just safe. It's gonna need thousands of dollars of work. That's how bad this car was. The point of this story, for y'all civilians out there, which I know most of y'all who watch me are men with mechanical abilities, but if any of you guys who are watching this are civilians, just know that if your car needs more work done, it's gonna cost more money. As I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm not getting fucked. And as always, I'm grinding. I hope you all are doing the same. You all have a happy new year. Stay strong, stay healthy, and stay inspired. I'm out. Peace.